So we are here for on November 5th, 2025 for the NCAA TV broadcast schedule for the championships for all divisions, Division 1, 2, and 3 in the National Collegiate runs well for the ones that all three divisions compete in. Which are three divisions competing because there's not one set one. For like division for all the division. There's not enough teams that would separate to just Division 1. And maybe like NC like Division 1, 2, and like Division 3 like men's ice hockey is. So anyways, we have the women's volleyball selection announcement for Division 1 on the 30th of November at 6 Eastern on ESPN. They are having the Division 1 selection show on ESPN. ESPN Plus on the 3rd of December, 3rd of December, ESPN Plus is having live the 4 Division 3 women's volleyball quarterfinal matches. And then, I only mentioned 3 of them, but they're having 4 though. Then we have the Division 3 women's soccer semifinals. Semifinal 1 is at 3 Eastern. Semifinal 2 is at 6:30 Eastern. And then we have the 2 Division 3 women's volleyball semifinal matches on the November 4th. And then those are 2. Obviously, the times are to be determined, but they are for the 4th. Then we have the 5th is the National Collegiate Men's Water Polo first round. The men's water polo is in the fall. In the spring is the women's water polo. Because some schools use the same coach. The men's coach is like the women's coach. I know same for like women's. I think like there's a few programs of men do well. They're like a men's coach, and they coach both men's and women's program at that school. Like same for like water polo. I know water polo does that. So, and here we have the National Collegiate Men's Water Polo first round matches on NCAA.com. That is on Friday the 5th at 3, 5, 7, and 9 Eastern. And that is so. Because water polo matches usually only an hour and a half, so a half hour break between each one. And then the men's Division 3 men's soccer semifinal on Friday the 5th of December at 3 and 6:30 Eastern. And then we have the Division 1 women's soccer semifinals at 6 and 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. So there's a half hour break, and it'll be from Cary, North Carolina again. In their stadium, like the North Carolina Courage. It's like, I believe they host it. Whiteman Soccer Park, and they always they always have it down south hosting because it's going to be a lot warmer. It's going to be warmer than if you would play up like in the north. You would have like snow and stuff like that. Maybe in like up in the Midwest, in the north, like the northern, maybe half the country could have snow. So you have to go a little bit farther down there. And then, and then, then we have, and then, and yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the volleyball you could probably have anywhere because it's indoors. The water polo, that's down in like warmer area. This, you know, is out, or it's let's say like an indoor like pool, but and then, and yeah, so that's it. There'll be more updates, I'm assuming. In the Division 2, on the Division 2 when there was semifinals, you know, in Division 2, women's soccer. There'll be an update eventually with the Division 2 women's soccer semifinals and the Division 2 women's volleyball tournament. There'll be an update with that, as well as the 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 first round, which is 8 teams. Then you have the quarterfinal, which is the quarterfinal. Then you have the semifinal and final dates for the date and times, or is even the dates posted for the men's water polo tournament. And then TV Network, if it's on NCAA.com or it's on, yeah, I know the semifinal, the final is on ESPNU. Those, or if I remember, I know the women's one is, so the men's one I'm assuming is, and then it's NCAA.com for the first round, in the quarterfinals and the semifinals. And then there's not mentioned Division 2. Men's soccer. Yeah, I mentioned Division 2 men's soccer tournament. Or the Division 2 women's volleyball, or Division 2 men's soccer dates yet. And they have still to mention Division 3 women's volleyball. Final date and network, which is ESPN Plus. Division 3 women's soccer and men's soccer dates. And then still haven't mentioned the NCAA like Division 1 women's volleyball dates yet. So even for the semifinals and finals, so